dog is making all kinds of racket outside. Dad's telling her to come in. Come in, Katrina. Come in, Katrina. I'm gonna lock the door. My dog's gonna be like, why the fuck is the door locked? He's gonna come running in. Nothing embarrassing? Nothing embarrassing? We're good, we're good. Gonna do a little tarot reading before I go for my dog walk this evening. Excuse the mess, guys. I was watching a little Esoterica. Shout outs to Esoterica. It's a good channel. You should check it out. It's got a lot of cool information. That little mess. Clean that up. Clean that up soon. Okay. I'm gonna move this a little closer. Got some of our turned up to full gain here. I like this microwave. I mean, microphone. It makes them sound so much better than what I was doing before. So hopefully that helps with all of the goodness of the channel. The goodness. I'm not going to do that. That's shaking my camera there. Down there. All right. All right. That's going to be my new intro. All right, people. All right. What are we talking about today? The Knight of Cups reversed. I think it's talking about shot to the heart. Shot to the heart. Everybody's brokenhearted about what's going on in the world. All the fucking killing that's going on, right? Let's get into it. Talk about the tower coming down. So, I don't know. If you guys didn't know about that whole thing. The tower. 9 of Cups. 3 of Swords. Ace of Cups. I think it's saying stuff about how we need to come to terms with the fact that this shit is real. And like it seems like everybody's a little bit dispossessed. They need to make peace with the whole story, with the fact that it's all happening, right? And it's like 3 of Swords. We need to come to terms. We need to forgive, come to terms. Realize within ourselves that this is actually going on, that it's true, so that all of us can have, so we can have everybody on board, all the hearts. Ace of Cups, 9 of Cups, right? So we need to all accept the full story that this is actually happening. The tower. That's like the main thing I'd say within all of this is that there's so much like doubt, I'd say, with like the fact that all of this shit is so crazy and hard to believe, and it's just a lot to absorb, right? The Chariot reversed. Destabilizing. It's getting people, knocking people off their rocker, right? It's the same 9 of Cups again. Crazy. With the 3 of Swords reversed, both of them reversed now. Huh. With the 3 of Swords reversed again. Ow. Okay. I think that's the one of the things that is the hardest for people to get past is the fact that we're all implicit, you know? It's all of us are. There's a big stack that came off. None of us are actually wanting to admit to that. It's saying that nobody is innocent here. The chariot, or the priestess, Queen of Moons, Page of Moons, Temperance reverse, Ten of Moons, the Empress. Huh. That's so interesting. It's so interesting because you've got the two main feminine aspects here on either end. Priestess and the Emperor. These are all from the same card, same deck. From the Wandering Moon deck. All of these ones. Can I do the whole deck now? I think I can. Look at that. We're back in business. Today has been a good day for my arms. Finally, I've had like a half decent day all day. They've been pretty sore all day and irritated at some points. I went shopping and that was crazy. It took a lot out of me. It's the Temperance reversed again. Yeah, there was just like way too much people there, and I was like it's feeling awkward and still kind of not wanting to be in public and stuff. But what the fuck? I think it's because I'm thinking this is talking about like we're all implicit. Ow. Ow. Yeah, it's mentioning something about how because a lot of these people that are today that have been implicated today through Hillary. Say I'm supposed to say these things or say these specifics, but I don't want to say this. I don't want to get involved too much like in the details and like who did what and all that stuff because I think personally it's all just a bunch of irrelevancy. Like it's the system really that's the problem and not the individuals because we're all implicated in the system, right? The system is it's designed for us to fall and for us to never want to. It's designed for us to never want to take. They don't want us to stand up within ourselves really it's kind of like the nine of cups reversed. It's like they don't want us to like even recognize that this needs to be done, right? Or can be done even they want you to make you think it's impossible. Chariot reversed. So what about the Temperance reversed here? What's that leading to? Because this one up here is talking about how we don't have the proper role models. We don't have like the women. This is about women. This is about how, because today so many were implicated and so many females were named, right? They're all accomplices to the whole E-files, right? Ace of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. from the ground up. Right. It's like the seed, right? The planted seed or the sperm, really. If you want to think about like who's actually where the intemperance is stemming from. Because this is saying that all of the priestess is what's influencing the Queen of Moons, the Page of Moons, the women and the young women, right? And that their intemperance is actually coming from that their influence. They were never influenced with the full picture in mind before. 10 of Moons reversed, right? They were never like, I won't say indoctrinated, but like blessed. Not blessed. You could say blessed, but the Empress was never laid down the entire story for them. So that's where the intemperance is coming from within it, where they are like, the women are in the dark about it all, whether it's by like ignorance or whether it's by like design, where they're like have become influenced by the larger system itself. It's all again stemming from, you could say it's coming from the money, right? Pentacles again, the ace, the money issue, the broken money issue, the worthless money issue, right? Ace of Pentacles, but you could also say that it's stemming out of the seed itself. It's in the design of the system, right? Exactly. So I don't want to keep repeating myself about that. So you just have to recognize that it's not coming from the individuals themselves. They're just, the thing about it is that if we were like placed in that position, like if we were born into that position, that's what we'd be doing as well. You could say that from your sitting in your position, sitting, like I could say the same thing sitting in my position, that they're evil and blah 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 blah. But it's like it's reality is that we're all accepting the system still. We're all allowing it to exist still. And that's the implication that we all share. That's what they don't want you to realize too, that you have that power, that you have the power to like stop inside of yourself. Same as with me. I have a lot of things that I'm still doing, wasting time, not like fully committing, not really fully taking on the points, not really like 100%, you know? Like I could be doing this 3-4 hours a day, at least. Easily, right? I mean, I've been in a pretty shitty place, but what do you think's been going through my mind the whole time? This is like the most important thing that I could be doing. Because I'm designing it. I'm creating it. I'm the one that's like standing in the principle behind it, right? Huh. So we got a Strength reverse and a King of Wands reversed. The Queen of Cups over here. They both popped out on either side of me. I was going to say something else. The Queen of Swords over here too. Interesting. And a Seven of Cups in the middle, reversed. Yeah, I heard a long time ago that it's gonna be this point, this Seven of Cups reverse point. It's gonna be a lot harder for men, I'd say. That's a point that I struggle with also. I'm still allowing myself to struggle with. We'll rephrase it as is the desires. Is the desire points around like women and femininity and stuff like that. But it seems like in this like the men are going to be, it's going to be difficult for them to align because they have an unhealthy relationship with masculinity, I'll say. So they're the ones that are going to be the hard ones to get past because they're, what I'll say, their logic, the logic center, generally speaking, in men, is all based around like they don't know their feelings. They don't know their desires, right? They don't. The problem at large is that I think that women, because the women have at their core the Queen of Cups, right? Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. At the women's core, this is my the hypothesis is that women are actually the logical ones and men are actually the emotional ones. And it's like at our cores, that's what it is. Men are emotion, women are logic. At least those are the like challenges. I didn't even want to say challenges. I think that they're actually that's the way it is. Like men are the emotional ones, women are the logical ones. It's just that we are trying to translate that core of emotion through a logical lens that our brain is like interpreting. So we're like, oh, logical, but it's all to facilitate an emotional core in the men, whereas the women are the exact opposite. It's like in the inside, they know what they need and they know what's correct and what's right and what makes sense. Logically, they know. They know what makes sense, right? It's just that like aligning the emotions to fit that is the challenge, right? It's like getting the translation through the emotions to the logical core, like how to like facilitate that into the real world. That's their challenge, right? So it's like that's what I mean about this, like getting over the desire points. My prediction is that women will have a much easier time with that. It's just that they need it helps when there's good influence, mentorship, role models, male and women role models, because it's a team effort. A man who understands himself emotionally and can like translate that to women in their language is invaluable to allowing women to understand on their side what the actual like truth is within it all, right? The clarity within it all, how to bring about that clarity within themselves, because I think that women do know. They know it's correct. I've seen enough to know that, right? It's just that you have like this system in place where it just makes it so difficult for people to actually know what they need rather than what they want, right? The system is like preying upon our desires and unhealthy ones at that, right? So we need to help each other at the end of the day. Anything else here? Got a 6 of Cups. I think that's saying that there's that 6-7. There's that 6-7. Whatever the fuck that means. I think it's saying that like if we can come to that, then we can come to a much more peaceful place. I think it's talking about how to it's saying the solution is actually to go back, become more mature. When I say that, I mean like from the instance of the cards, right? You have to like step back onto what's like reliable, I'll say. 6 of Cups, right? What can you rely on in terms of your emotions rather than the things that you are lusting after. Right. That one's done. I'm talking so fast, I'm almost out of breath, guys. All right. Bring it back. Bring it back. We got the Page of Swords. Bring it back. Something to pick up. We have the Fool. Right. Right. Yeah, it's about it's a subtractive effort, we'll say, where the goal is really to get back to a point of like nothingness. You're unlearning or you're like, what is the word? Okay, we got the 6-7 now. We got the 7 of Cups, Queen of Cups reversed. Right. Uh-huh. This is for men and women, but like essentially if you're existing in that state, you'll never find satisfaction. This is something you've got to learn. Who's learning it? The fools? It's the Fool. Clear the Fool up for me. It's just saying that like that's on top, or like that's like the better option, or 3 of Rings. Oh, it's saying nobody. This is the thing that nobody can teach you. Or is that nobody is nobody is like pushing this. Let's say pushing it. Is the fact that that's like there's no great leaders, there's no great push in society for people to leave their to cut off, right? To cut off their desires, their unhealthy desires within themselves, or to examine them, investigate them. Nobody's teaching anybody how to do that, right? That's what I'm supposed. That's what I'm here for. No one's been teaching anybody how to deal with that, how to like get themselves out of it, to break the hold on it. 3 of Rings sideways. It's like that's the nobody is the fool, right? Nobody's teaching. Nobody's taught. Nobody the that's being blocked. It's yeah. So the goal is to get back to that, how to get back to that zero space. That's what I'm supposed to do apparently. I think that's what I've summed up from like watching the internet and watching all you guys is that this is the King of Wands. King of Wands and the Queen of Swords reversed. To be a little sexist, maybe. Let's pull a card or two more, figure this out, but Right. I think it's saying that the men haven't done that yet, or there's been no kings of wands that have been able to do that yet. Three of Rings reversed. What the hell? I'm pulling all the same cards all the time here. What's more? The Three of Cups in the World. Huh. Three of Cups is reversed too. This is like, ouch. Fingers doing something weird. Fingers hurting. We need one more? What's going on here? Bunch more. Bunch more. Yeah, there's a sip of stuff here. The Three of Cups is almost talking to me about like it's like a matrimony thing. I don't usually see the Three of Cups as a marriage. I see it more as like a child giving birth. It's like the birth card. But oh, it's convincing people not to have children, right? Right. Yeah. It's the state of the world. It's like reducing population or whatever. Or like, yeah, Three of Rings through like sterilization almost. It's like poisoned men are the king. I thought the king of wands is like to be a leader think type thing, but it's like the queen, the men are like misogynistic. Like I wouldn't say that, but like a lot of them are. King of wands though, it's upright. So they're trying to like they're concerned with power. Women are concerned with it's almost as if these you could say elite, right? These elite men, King of Wands, right? They're the ones that have like it's almost like patriarchy too. King of Wands over top of the Queen of Swords reversed, like playing down like men are powerful men are like standing on top of women's independence. Queen of Swords, right? Or they're behind it, but it's like it's not a authentic independence because they're reversed, right? Queen of Swords reversed. Even look at this shit yet. There's another Queen of Swords reversed. The Seven of Moons here. Nine of Stars, Nine of Pentacles. Oh, wait, they're the same thing. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Page of Wands and the Ten of Swords over here. Pages have been really confusing me lately. That's a 96 right here, right? This is 96. So yeah, it's like to keep the world from why they're doing that. They're essentially like poisoning women's minds to make them think that it's to dissuade them. Three of Rings reversed, dissuade them from having children. Like, this is like a plot for the whole plan. Hey, we got the Queen of Cups here. I think that feels like a solution to all this. Oh yeah, it's distracting you. They're distracting you with desires. That's what the Queen of Swords is reversed. It's because like they're making it about your desires rather than like being a compassionate person, right? So that's what keeps your Queen of Swords reversed, is that like you get lost in like wants. Nine of Stars and the Nine of Pentacles, right? I don't want to be an asshole, but it's talking about how it's making the economics unviable, essentially. Where it's like they make you think that things are valuable or whatever. You end up giving that up, and the whole world suffers that way. You trade that. You trade children for money, and the whole world suffers. The whole world loses. Nine of Pentacles. Page of Wands. It's like this is something you need to understand completely. Like this is the first step towards like maturity, we'll say. It's the first step. Page of Wands, Ten of Swords is like understanding that completely, and that like that should activate your compassion, right? Is that think about all the stuff that's going on with the e-files, right? We're actually selling children. We're selling human lives here. Where is that coming from? Who's at the top? It's filtering down into how we live our lives, how we view the world, and our ideologies and things like that. So it's like you can't sit here and go, oh, the children, whilst you're still affected by your own internal desire sets. Because in that case, that's what you're doing, is you're trading those children's lives for money, for an economic model, right? For the chance at being, for all your things that you want in this world. And what happens to the world? The world ends up losing, right? We lose everything that way. We've lost everything that's important that way in reality. That's the flip side of the coin there. So yeah, the first step to maturity, I'd say, is understanding all of that whole point, how it's all linked together. You gotta get that into your mind completely, right? Something we gotta understand fully, and that should bring about the solution, right? That should wake up your compassion, the compassionate side within you. This is to men and women, right? These are when I put it put it out like that, it's like I'm not specifically pointing the finger at women, but I'm saying like these elements inside of a man too, right? Man not understanding the desire. That's an activation in the femininity part of a male as well, right? Because the men are the ones that are, from my observation, they're out of tune with their own emotions, right? We got the Magician sideways at the top. Judgment. Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Priestess again. Two of Rings. Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Rings. Alright. I think this is the last read. And then I'm going to go out. And then we'll do more when I get back, I think. I'm gonna try and do some more. But I might not. I'm gonna try. I will do more. I'll do more. I gotta do one more personal. I have another project that I haven't even started. 2 projects. Ace of Swords and the 10 of Wands. I got 2 projects that I'm working on. So I got 3 projects I gotta do. Actually, lots of projects. Gotta do lots of them. I think I have a plan to save us from AI. I have a plan. I think it might work. It's complicated. Hmm. This is saying something about. I think it's describing the spell that's been cast. Could be wrong though. Ow. Ow. It's something about time preference is a big point. Something you have to understand about time preferences. Because it's saying holding your judgment, holding your time preference. Judgment is the preference, right? The time. Wheel of Fortune reversed. That's the high time preference, right? You're holding it above your head, up over yourself. Wheel of Fortune, judgment, right? And so that's the high time preference. This is talking about. There's got to be another card. Yeah, last one for now. But yeah, the 2 of Rings or the Ace of Rings, it's like more or less, right? Is what it's basically saying. Is it asking a question? Because it's saying the Priestess is talking about which one you adhere to. Which. It's like the light or the dark. I think this is saying that most people don't know about. Most people have not learned this about themselves yet, or that the fact that this shit exists. Ace of Swords. The Hermit reversed, right? So the Priestess. I want one for the Priestess. Tell me about the Priestess. It's the world. It's everything. It's the inner work. It's the shit that's gotta be completed, right? Yeah, it's like saving so you have enough. So you're not scrambling, so that you're not running short. Yes. put down. Ten of Wands, the effort. Understand the effort that it takes to know yourself this way. Right, because that's where the desires come in. Is when you're going out and you're like, I want that and I want that, and then you end up overspending. That is the trick that they're putting on you, is to like keep your time preference high, right? So you just keep dishing out the money and you always end up on the other side with not enough money, right? And so like what it's trying to tell you is that you need to understand how much of an effort it is to like see yourself in this way, to understand yourself in that way, to to illuminate this point of inside of yourself where you're like, okay, those are my desires speaking. I need to fight back against that, essentially push back on that, like dispel the magic that's been cast upon you, essentially, right? So that's going to be a lot of work. That's what I got to like do myself and show you. I got to example this shit to people. I mean, it's going to be a lot of work myself, but I mean, we need good role models. We need to get this stuff done, right? So I'm willing to take on the challenge here. I've done a lot of it. I've essentially like dedicated my life to this, or at least I tell myself that I do. You know, like I'm not perfect. I'm not even close to that, but I'm trying to be authentic. I'm trying to not be not just like posture like I know this shit, or like have these fancy hooks to hook your attention in and drive the traffic towards me so that I can like go after the things that I want or desire, right? That's not what it's about for me, right? Like I'd rather see everybody on the planet thriving and none of us being bombed and none of us like being abused in any way or taken advantage of anymore. And all of the markets are fair and all of the jobs are fairly compensated. And we should actually get a grant for being alive on the planet, you know? It should be a celebration that you're here, you know? So we should grant each other that joy of being brought into existence rather than the common thing being, I don't want to bring any children into the world. Look at the way it is. Let's make the world a place where it would be a joy to have more people brought in, right? And part of that is like being willing to give everybody the life that they're dignified, that would make them, that would give them dignity, you know? That's all I'm saying. So we gotta do that. Somehow we have to make a life grant so that everybody gets what they're worth. Simple as that. And everybody that wants more or like would like to have some luxuries beyond like what it's just like a dignified life on the planet. Like if you wanted to just not do anything, you came in, you were born, and you had like some. I can't see that happening. I can't see a planet that's like thriving and everybody is like happy to be here and there's like no like basically crime rate is like next to nothing and I don't I sound like I'm talking about utopia, but like why the fuck not, right? Like the fact that people don't think that we can make a utopia, that we can like construct something like that, it shows you how little faith we have in ourselves currently, and it shows us how brainwashed we are because it's like everybody's so addicted to the fucking dystopian thing, right? They've been brainwashed into thinking that way, into like this is what sells. It's all the like shitty shit that sells, right? And the point I'm trying to make is like we shouldn't be trying to sell each other on things. Essentially, we should be gifting each other things, essentially, right? That's the way that we need to flip our psychology. Our ontology is a word I've learned recently. So yeah, that's about it. That's about it. What am I doing? I'll yeah, we'll leave it there for now. And we'll see you guys later.